Hey, it's Sam here from KitchenGadgetsClub.com and also the voice behind the popular Kitchen Gadgets podcast, Magic with Gadgets. Do you ever see a video that you absolutely love on social media and think, I'm going to do that, I really want to do that, I have to stop everything I'm doing and make that recipe? Well, that was me. I follow Super Cubes on social media. So they'd made lots of pumpkin bread and cooked it in the oven using their Super Cubes. And I'm like, I bet I could do that in the air fryer. So I came up with my own pumpkin bread recipe, got out my Super Cubes because it's a big addiction of mine. I used this size and I made a batch and they were just so amazing that I just had to share them with you. And now I'm thinking about all the other Super Cube recipes I can do. Because did you know Super Cubes are air fryer friendly? That is because made from silicone, and if you think of all the other silicone we all throw in our air fryer, why not Super Cubes? They just don't really get a shout out for the air fryer, and I thought it was about time I showed you how to use them. And just think, any mini loaf cakes, they're brilliant for this. You don't need to fill all 4 compartments. I'm going to be filling just 3 because that's how much my batch makes. You can also, once they're cooked, push them out the silicone, and once they've cooled, load them into the freezer. And you've got some freezer cubes of lovely pumpkin bread, or you can freeze them when they're just cooked and they're still sat in here. It's just totally up to you, but I just wanted to show you a really quick way of doing some mini pumpkin loaves using the air fryer and of course using your Super Cube trays. So shall we get started? So beyond my love for Super Cubes, what else do you need to make this recipe? Well, it's one of those really easy bake recipes, so don't expect something really complicated with lots of ingredients, because that's something it isn't. I'm using my favourite blue mixing bowl for this, and then for actual ingredients we've got sugar, flour, extra virgin olive oil, we've got 2 eggs, we've got some pumpkin puree which I made using the Instant Pot, I've got leftover pumpkin juice, and then for seasonings I've got cinnamon and I've got pumpkin pie mix. So can you believe it, just that simple? But no, first let me talk to you about this. You're thinking to yourself, that's a lot of yellow juice there. Well, what I did is I pressure cooked some pumpkin to make homemade pumpkin puree. I put 1 cup, which is 240 ml of water in with the pumpkin, and then I squeezed the excess moisture out of it once it was cooked. And I could not believe it. I was squeezing and it was like when you've got a leak and the leak's just dripping and dripping. And it actually made, in total, just thinking now, it made 3/4 of a litre of liquid in there. Of course that had my cup that I'd used to bring it to pressure, so that meant that squeezing out the pumpkin was the equivalent of 2 cups, which is almost 500 ml of excess liquid. So make sure if you're making your own pumpkin puree you squeeze it out, because otherwise your batter's not going to work because it's going to be too watery. But what we are going to do is we're going to put a little bit of this back in just to get the balance of the bake right. But apart from that, you've just got that extra liquid that you can use as a stock if, say, you're making some pumpkin soup or if you're doing something else. So should we get started? First of all, you want your sugar. So add your sugar to your bowl. So second, crack in your eggs. So now you've got your sugar and your eggs in your bowl, you can start mixing it. So then I've got my hand mixer, you can use whatever you want. And then you want to mix the sugar and the eggs together. And then you want it to go lovely and creamy. And then just keep mixing. So then after sugar and eggs comes your extra virgin olive oil, which you can also swap for some vegetable oil if you prefer. But olive oil into cakes and different bakes is absolutely amazing. Once you do it once, you won't go back. It's just amazing. Just think of how many cakes you've had on holiday in Spain, Portugal, Greece and France, and they all love adding some olive oil in instead of butter to the cakes. So now we're adding in the olive oil so you can continue mixing. Oh, and it'll have a lovely rich colour to it. Oh, just amazing. Sugar, eggs and olive oil. The Mediterranean bake. So next, add in your spices. So I absolutely love pumpkin spice. So what I've actually gone with here is you need a teaspoon altogether of spices. So I've gone with half a teaspoon of pumpkin spice and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. You can do the same or just use one or the other, depending which ones you prefer. Because I know not everyone loves pumpkin spice like I do. So that's the pumpkin spice. Now the cinnamon. So pop in the cinnamon. Put your lids back on. Put them to one side. And at this point you can also add in your pumpkin. So what I did is I did a total of 900 grams, which is £2 worth of cubed pumpkin. So that's how much went in, and then I've made 2 batches of this bread. So this batch you're seeing and the same quantity again, because I've also done it so that I can do the step-by-step photos to put it on KitchenGadgetsClub.com for you as well. So that's how much it makes by the time you got rid of all the liquid and everything. Just think it made double that. But I'll add the grammage onto the recipe over at Kitchen Gadgets Club for you. And then also, I'm doing some pumpkin liquid. Don't worry when you see it go really thin shortly, because we haven't added the flour in yet. So this is the pumpkin juice that's come out of it. Because baking is a science, and you know, pumpkins can vary in how juicy they are. So by extracting all of the liquid and then saving some and putting some back in, you can get the consistency spot on. So now we're ready to mix again. Oh, I'm loving that colour. And then carefully mix it, because like I said, it's quite a thin liquid. So now you've done that, just flour to add. So this is my flour. I'm using self-raising flour here. And then, let's get it finished. So just mix slowly to begin with. So you want to incorporate all that flour. And then we'll just take it up a speed. And there you go, you now have the batter to make your pumpkin bread with. So I'm just going to have a quick tidy up, and then we can pour it in and get them air frying. So we've had a clear down, and now we're ready to fill up our super cube. This recipe, like I mentioned, fills 3. So what I recommend you do is you just pour it from the bowl, and then you can adapt it if you need to add more to one than the other. And you can always clean around the edges when you're done. So I'm going to start on the end one here. And then the second one. And then the third one. And then you can assess to see if some need more in. So for example, to get them as equal as I can. Scrape the bowl. And then once you've done them, if you need to, just grab the side of a cloth with your finger to get rid of any splashes. But that doesn't look too bad. So we can open the air fryer and get it on. I'm using my flex straw because you can use smaller super cubes to fit different sizes of air fryers, but this is brilliant for this. So you want to lift it up, pop it in. So turn it on, and you're looking for the bake setting, and you're looking for 180 Celsius, that's 360 Fahrenheit, a cook time of 10 minutes, the mega zone, and then press start. And we've started our cool down, so shall I show you what these loaf cakes look like? Oh wow, look at those already. They're already starting to get some colour on them. And that's what we wanted. So now we're going to take the temperature down. So we don't want them burning on top, but they're getting some lovely colour to them there. So we're going to pop them back on now. So now to finish cooking it, you're looking for bake, mega zone again, 160 Celsius, 320 Fahrenheit, 15 minutes, and then press start. Have you checked out Air Fryer Easy Everyday yet? Following on from the success of the Complete Air Fryer Cookbook, it has over 140 everyday air fryer recipes for you to follow along with at home in your air fryer. Perfect for different types of air fryers too, as it covers the air fryer oven, basket and dual air fryers, as well as some fun recipes if you're cooking for one. So what you're waiting for? Go and order yourself a copy now and you will not be disappointed. It's from 12 years of air frying. So we're on our cool down, so let me show you what they're like. They're not quite cooked yet, but they're almost there. I mean, look at those. Haven't they risen beautifully? Don't they look impressive though? If you've not done pumpkin bread or any loaves, just think that you can do any of your standard recipes. So raspberry and white chocolate ones, you can do your standard yogurt one, lemon drizzle like this, orange drizzle, the list goes on and on. So they just need a little bit longer, so I'm just going to put them on for another 5 minutes at the same temperature. So back to bake again. 160 Celsius, 320 Fahrenheit, 5 minutes, and then press start. And we'll be back in 5. And it's on its cool down, so should we turn it off? And I can show you what these loaves look like. They've finished cooking now, so this is them done. Oh wow, look at those, don't they look gorgeous? So I've allowed it to cool a little bit. And now I can properly show you them. Look at those, don't they look fabulous? I just can't believe how good they go in there. And just look at that, how easy they squeeze out. So, we're done with the air fryer until another time. And let me show you these close up. So I've got a tray ready here. So let's just pop them out. A little bit got stuck in the bottom of that one, but apart from that, look at the bottoms of those. Don't they look fabulous? Lovely and warm as well. Oh, wow. So, a little tablespoon measurer so that we can do the icing on top. So pop that to the side. And I've got my tub of icing sugar, and then I've also got the juice from the pumpkin to use again. And then this is my mixing bowl for the icing. So you just want to pop that out of the way, and you just want to grab yourself some icing sugar. So I'm putting 1, 2, and a heaped one in there. So that's a good quantity to start with. If you do it too thin, you can always add a bit of extra icing sugar. And then we're going to start with a tablespoon of the pumpkin juice, and then you just want to get mixing. And then I'm going to add a little bit more icing sugar in. And then you want to bring it all together until it's the right thickness that you like. Break down any lumps as well. And then look at that, we've got nice icing sugar there. And now it's ready for pouring on. So now, get those loaves ready. I'm just spreading them out a little bit better there. And we can pour our mixture over. And then the final one. And then any bits left can just be spread between them. And then if you want to, you can finish off with some pumpkin seeds. It's totally up to you. They're not everybody's cup of tea. And you're done. Wasn't that easy? It's really not much effort, is it? I mean, look at those. Don't they look fabulous? So thanks for watching, and just think about all the different bakes you can do in your super cubes, or any silicone that you've got that fits in with your size of air fryer is brilliant for baking directly in them using your air fryer. Thanks so much for watching our YouTube video. It feels so amazing that you've stuck around to the end. And of course, that must mean that you like our videos. So why not also follow us on social media? You can find us at the Kitchen Gadgets Club on Facebook and on Pinterest, TikTok. We're Kitchen Gadgets Club. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great videos like this one. And you can also find us at KitchenGadgetsClub.com, where we have a membership that shares brand new kitchen gadget recipes every week. And we also have lots of great ideas, resources, tips and tricks. And we are an ovenless kitchen, so we teach you exclusively how to cook with kitchen gadgets. And a ciao for now.